What's going on, everybody? Let's just do this video. All right, so I know we haven't had a whole lot of gardening videos this year. It's been a struggle. Growing's been a struggle. Life has been a struggle. That's just the way things are sometimes. Life isn't easy and you got to take it as it comes, right? The one thing that I take comfort in, though, and knowing when those things come, is that I've got Jesus. And with Jesus, all things are possible, right? And so while I've been struggling to even put a video up, while my family has been fighting for their life, God is still good. So take comfort in that today. But let's go over all the garden stuff and what there is or lack thereof, and talk about how all my dreams and aspirations got turned upside down. It's kind of like that song, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, So let's take a minute and just sit right there, and I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air. Well, take a minute and sit right there, and I'll tell you how everything got all messed up. So here's the raised beds that we just put in last month. Doing good. They're kicking tail. They're doing really good, and they're kicking butt, and I'm pretty happy with it. This right here is not supposed to be in there. That's a ground cherry. And I just now found it, so we're gonna have to transplant that rascal out of there. Don't want a ground cherry in there. So we'll get him out. But our peppers and our eggplants are all looking good. This is August 8th. So we'll probably get a little bit of harvest off of them, not a lot, but a little bit. Peppers and stuff. And I'm thinking about putting some sort of a cold frame over these raised beds. So give me some PVC pipe, shoved down in the corners of them, cover them with greenhouse plastic that I already have. So all I need to do is buy the pipes and buy the clips, and I can kind of cover these and maybe gimp them all the way through October, depending on how the weather goes this year. But we have a good chance in gimping them through October. Some of them we'll end up getting something off of. I got to train this rascal right here to go over on the fence. Those are all giant cucumbers and stuff that I'm trying to grow on the fence there, and seeing if we can beat the state record. Something. Just trying to get anything this year that we can. So we'll do what we can. We do have this cantaloupe growing out of the raised bed and onto the ground, so that's a good thing. We'll see if it ends up making out anything or not, but a lot of our pepper plants and stuff are looking pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that. These are giant tomatoes in here. I don't know if they're going to do anything or not, but maybe they will, maybe they won't, but hopefully they will. That's all I know. So we'll see how things kind of go, but that's the two raised beds, and they're looking fantastic. Like I say, I can put a little cold frame over here on these, and I got the fence. I can kind of put it on the fence, and then on the outside of the fence, and then come over here on the inside and wrap it all up and finish it. So I could do some pretty good stuff with this and try to gimp it through October, and then plant fall crops in it, and grow winter stuff in there with the cold frame over it. So we'll see. It's not been so cold the past few years that I don't think I could get by with it. If it's the same kind of winter we've had the past 3 winters, I could probably get by with growing quite a bit of stuff in there, cabbages and whatnot. So we're gonna play with this. We're gonna see what we can do with it. So let's go on to the next one. Like I was saying, we really can't control what goes on, when it goes on, when it happens. We just have to take it as it comes. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's somebody else. But what's important is we don't forget when the time comes to be who we are and be true to that person and continue to carry on and carry that person who needs us. So might have been rough, might not have been how I wanted it to go, might not have been the way I needed it to go this year, but that's just how life is, and you got to suck it up and you drive on. So we're gonna go over here and we'll kind of take a look at this catastrophe, all right, that's happening right here, because it's a wreck everywhere. And so you can see my giant tomatoes, while we were gone, got sick and they started to die off. This one's doing pretty good. This was a crazy looking mega bloom. It's doing pretty good. There's another one right there doing pretty good. I got to get in here and clean all this up. The rest of them though, like my carrot, it's I don't know what it's doing. It's just dying. All of them are dying for some reason, little bit by little bit. This giant tomato here, it's already ripening, and that was a good, nice mega bloom, but it's already ripening. The other one that was here already ripened, so we'll have to get that out. The good thing though is these are looking pretty daggone good. Them things are super long, them okra, so we'll probably get some state record okra stuff. Got some more tomatoes in here. I don't know if they're going to do anything or not. Got a few over there, some big singles or whatever. Maybe we can gimp them along, I don't know. I'm kind of ready to rip all these tomato plants out and plant fall crop stuff in them and just see what that'll do. So I may end up doing that this week. As far as this goes, got corn in here and got bok choy and some other stuff in there growing. And we do have three giant cantaloupe plants growing in it and out into the yard. So hopefully those will produce some sort of a giant state record or something or another. I mean, we'll see. Nothing set in stone this year. Tomatoes are all ready to be harvested in there. Just tons of them. The cabbage went to pot. Bugs, I couldn't keep the bugs off of them. This bed pretty much all went to pot. Need to get in there and gut it, pull everything out, and gut it completely, and start planting fall crop in it. This one, however, is looking pretty daggone good. Sunflowers are getting nice and tall all the way down the line, looking pretty good. A bunch of stuff in here that should be growing pretty well. Rutabagas and whatnot, and they're getting shade, which they need, to keep growing. So they're getting shaded out, which is good. They're getting enough light to grow and enough shade to not bolt and go to seed. So, we'd come up with a good plan, a good strategy on that. Got okra growing in here as well, so that's good. Can't wait to eat some good fried okra out of, I think there was 7 varieties or something like that I planted of okra. Corn, looking good. Sunflowers are really getting up there, man. Them sunflowers, that one there's probably, 12, I'd say 12 foot, close to it. So, it's doing pretty good. This is just a jungle mess over here. I need to get in here and clean all this up. The Four Seasons patch, it just went all haywire. When it was moseying along, and then we got rain, and I couldn't touch it. And then after we got the rain, we went to, me and Annie went to Folly, and when I got back, it just exploded. So there's nothing really I could do with it at all. So I got all this stuff growing. Need to get in there and trim it all up. Everything needs trimmed. Over here, squash went nuts. That squash is huge, y'all. I mean, that thing's every bit of 2.5 foot long. But I need to get in here and clean all this up and stuff. This is all right. This is doing good. This will be our late season tomatoes in here. So all this is looking pretty well and doing pretty good. I'm happy with it. There's some pepper plants and stuff in there too that I'll try to gimp along. And I'm probably going to get enough pots to keep them alive in the cellar on top of the heat mats and with the grow lights. And I'll just grow peppers all winter long. I'll just take these bags that I got. I'll pull all the peppers up, put them in the grow bags, and then put them over in the cellar, which with the heat mats and the lights should stay warm enough to grow all winter long. So that's one of the plans that we're going to do and work on. These smart pot planters are doing excellent, doing really, really good. Look how big that daggone sunflower is. This thing, look at this thing, y'all. It's massive. Look at that. I mean, absolutely massive. All right, so, and it's really, really tall. I'm getting taller every day. Doesn't even have a head formed yet. All this is looking good. Got more giant cucumbers here, and peppers and all kinds of stuff. Like I said, the bugs have been just horrible this year, and I've been trying not to spray much stuff. So anyhow, I got all that growing, looking good. And, you know, it is what it is. This tomato plant here, it's doing pretty good. I think we'll end up with a new state record for the most tomatoes on one plant. And we got this patch over here. I need to, you know, kind of start prepping it a little bit. It's doing well. You know, got some okra and stuff growing in here. It just didn't do very good at all for some reason this year, and I think some of that is weather related, and other is maybe needing some more amending and soil in it. So I don't know. These tomatoes are still doing good though. I've not planted these for 3 years now. Napa Valley Chardonnays. I've just let them grow right here. Every year they come back. Every year we eat them right here. Same thing every year. So we just keep doing that. This whole side here is looking pretty good though. The corn is popcorn, and it's not tasseled yet, which it should be tasseling any time now. I actually need to get those sunflowers out from underneath here. Cabbages, this one's starting to head up. Let's see. Yeah, that cabbage is starting to head up. This one right here, oh wow. That right there, oh my goodness, that thing's a massive one, guys. That's starting to head up and look pretty good too. In fact, it may be done. And then this one over here is looking pretty good, and these down here are doing pretty well too. So maybe we end up with a state record there. Giant rutabaga looking pretty good. It's slow growing this year, but we're coming along. I'm hoping that what we're going to do is, if I can make it through August, this hot weather in August, gimp it through, we can then you know, get it into September, and September starts getting colder and cooler, and we'll finish it off. That's the hope. I got it shaded, and we're trying our best to just gimp it to September when it starts getting cooler temps, and maybe we'll end up doing pretty good with it. Maybe then it'll take back off in August, or September. I mean, it's growing every day, but maybe it'll start growing exponentially when it cools off some, and that's always been the hard part. I put them out, you know, early March, and they grow until about June, and right when they're starting to grow good, it starts getting too hot for them to want to grow. And then you got to pull them, or, you know, just let them grow. And I let them grow all the way through August. I've never had them make it past the mid part of August, like 20th or so of August is, I think, is like the latest. So hopefully they'll make it all the way, and then we'll be good to go, and we'll have a 40 to 50 pound rutabaga this year. That's the hope. We'll see. Back up here at the squash patch, we got this squash growing, and he's doing pretty good. I need to get something underneath it. It's a heavy rascal, doing real well. None of my stuff is putting on a lot of weight this year. I'm cleaning out the cellar there, but none of it's putting on a lot of weight. It's not very fast weight. I don't know why. I can't figure that out. It just isn't. Daggone it, all the sand ran out from underneath there. I'm going to put all that sand back. But this one right here, it's pretty good sized. It's like 490 when I measured it like 3 days ago or something like that. I got more of these, whatever they're called. I can't think of it now. But they are with the okra growing. Trying to push them for a record. So, and those over there are looking pretty good by that sunflower. There's another squash up there under that cover. I'm not gonna go up there and show you that, sorry. And then I got beans and stuff lined the fence, and we really just need to pull all that crap off of the fence, except for the beans, and let the plants push the fruit instead of pushing more growth. So that's what I need to do, but I'm not doing it. But yeah, this squash here, she's sapping. So she's doing all right. Sounds like a brick, but yeah, so we'll see. Anyhow, let's go to the backyard. All right, back here, we've got cucumbers and okra growing on here, and need to pull more cucumbers off the plants, I guess, because they're everywhere. And I've got a load of them. My goodness, look at all of them. They're starting to turn colors too because there's too many. This one right here, it's growing pretty good. Probably gonna get the length on that one there that we need to be a state record. Yeah, so pretty happy about that. Let this one lay down here and stretch out some too. Maybe if it'll stretch. Anyhow, so we got these growing and everything. Getting ready to put a new raised bed in right here. So we don't have to worry about plowing this anymore or doing any of that crazy mess. I'm trying to get a watermelon to set fruit, you know, but they're not. They're just, I don't know why they're so stunted over here. Because you would think over here all the sun they would enjoy it, but they've not. It don't matter. I've tried to keep it weeded and stuff. They just wasn't growing, so I don't know. Maybe it needed amended or something. Anyhow, I'm gonna put a new raised bed over here on this part, maybe even, you know, from there to here. So it'd be close to 16 foot. Grapes are loaded and full, so that's cool. And then the pumpkin situation though, well, it's a mess. So we got a new one set right there, and we're gonna let that one be the new fruit. And I'm gonna pull these two rascals out of here sometime today. This one, I don't know what's wrong with it. It's growing, but it doesn't sound very solid. And this one sounds solid, but it's got a split main right at the fruit. I'll show you that. So here's the main split on me. Really wasn't planning to keep that pumpkin, and I set two more out through there, and none of them made it. So I was going to go with this one, and like I said, I went to the beach and came back and the main was split. So it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to pull that pumpkin out of here too and get the seeds out of it because it's a cross that's good. It's a 1009 Cook times the 1610 LeBeer. Here's butternuts over here. We've got a pile of them pollinated. We got Maros pollinated down there on that stuff. We got that pollinated. We got field pumpkins growing just about everywhere. So, and I got to get in here and finish weeding and taking care of all this mess before the rain gets here. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, fixing all this garbage because it got out of hand really fast. Cover crop is a great thing. You guys can see where I've had cover crop at all down through here. I've tilled all the cover crop in, and everything's growing and filling in, and it's looking good, and the plants look great. There's no disease or nothing like that on them. It's great. But when it gets like this, to this point, this is where the problem is, because now they're growing faster than what I could keep up with them. Now I got to peel all those vines back, pull all that crap out away from it, and either till it under or just leave it be. So it does make a mess. You gotta, if you get any rain, this is a great idea, and it works, legitimately works. Cover crop ahead of the plant works. But if you get any kind of rain and you can't get out there and pull that cover crop and till it under ahead of the plant, you are going to be messed up royally. So that's what happened to me. I got messed up and it got ahead of me. So now I'm trying to play catch up. But anyhow, everything else looking great, doing great. So we got other pumpkins. Not going to show you those because if they keep doing what they're doing, we may end up having something, and that'd be great. So I don't want to jinx myself or whatever you want to say. I'm just going to leave them be over there in that patch over there, and we can go over and look at it though. So here's the patch right here. We can look at it. Yay, look at it. Ain't it nice? So that's just a little old pumpkin I wanted to keep going. Plus, there's a yellow jacket's nest right there around it, and I can't get to it to kill it right now. But you guys can see the cover crop on this side of it's kind of gotten out of hand. So I got to get in here and clean all that up too. But for the most part, everything on that side of it is all cleaned up, and that's where all the good pumpkins are. So yeah, we're all right. Yeah, they might do something. They're doing pretty good, but you know, I don't want to jinx myself. I'm going to leave it like it is. Corn is doing exceptional. That corn is huge. So anyhow, and there's corn down there on that end too. And that down there on that end is a 4-foot drop from this up here. So that tells you how tall that stuff is down there. So anyhow, still got some other pumpkins going and kicking, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more pumpkins that we got growing. So yeah, we're all right. We got pumpkins. We got pumpkins, so everything's doing good. But I'm gonna get off of here, guys. Appreciate you watching. Sorry we've had such a horrible time this year with getting content out with gardening and all that stuff, and we've let things go, but family is more important. Family means more to me than gardening. Family means more to me than anything in this world. I would rather quit gardening. I would rather quit growing anything and have my family intact and whole and healthy and happy and seeking God than I would growing anything. Because at the end of the day, this stuff doesn't matter. It's all vanity. All right. What does Solomon say? Vanity, vanity is all vanity, right? Something like that. And that's what it is. It's all vanity. None of this stuff matters. At the end of the day, when my children are older and they remember their daddy, they're going to say, Daddy put away all of his stuff, all of his things for us. Daddy was more focused on us than anything else in this world. And we were the most important thing to him. Passing along that kind of heritage, passing along that kind of understanding is the best thing you can do for your family. When they know that they're the most important thing and you'll drop everything else in this world for them, they know they got something special. So that's what I chose to do this year. I chose my family over everything else. Have I been growing and piddling around? Yeah. Am I trying? I can't try because my family needed me. They needed daddy. My wife needed her husband, right? So no pumpkin widowing this year, right? They needed me, and I stood up because that's what a man does. A man stands up. Paul said when he was a child, he spake as a child and he acted like a child. But when he became a man, he put childish things away. This stuff, it's childish. Doesn't mean anything. They do. So that's where we've been. That's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to continue to do. And we're going to make progress. We're going to make progress, and we're going to do some things, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to get back on the train and keep on going. But for everybody who's been wondering where I've been, where's the content, where's the gardening, etc., I'm doing it, just not like I was, and there wasn't a whole lot to show, so I didn't really put anything out on it. And I've been taking care of us. So that's most important, because, hey, if I'm not taking care of us, well, then there's no YouTube channel. So, had to do it. But anyhow, guys, appreciate you guys' support. Appreciate everybody who watches and tunes in and likes and comments on our stuff. We really appreciate that. So, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get back to helping the wife clean the truck and then get to my chores before all this rain comes and hits us. All right? And we're going to get out of here, and we'll catch you next time right here in the Hollers and Hills of West Virginia. See y'all.
Don't forget to smash that like button. That notification bell. Don't get the
Good job. Here you go. Thank you.
Don't get the
Don't forget to share. Yep. There you go. Good job. And
And
subscribe.